Yeah, ain't no problems, ain't no problems.
Artlist.io.
Yeah. Took control, run the game. Best believe I'm shining, dog. Counting up my wins, yeah, I love it when they count me out. Off the leash, of the chain, why I been a dog. Best believe I run the game, you know I'm in control of y'all. Okay, let me talk
Music
to the chat.
licensing
They know I was going for it, nigga, had
reimagined.
to BRB. Had to grab a couple wins, what I did. They sleeping on the kid, I had to do it B.I.G. I can never be average, and they want a problem with the boy, they don't want no static. I don't need your cosign running with God. Wanna test that? Tell them what's happening. Still giving them dope, I'm trapping. They don't know about me, they capping. And they know that I'm running the game. Can't stop me, tell them they lacking. Bring it up. I got it in the bag, let's zip it up. I don't need Mount Rushmore, but they talk greatness. Anytime that they gon' bring me up. Let's get it out. Took control.
Artlist.io.
Best believe I'm shining, dog. Counting up my wins, yeah, I love it when they count me out. Off the leash, of the chain, why I been a dog. Best believe I run the game, you know I'm in control of y'all. It's like magic, believe I want this static. Yeah, it's like magic, believe I.
Artlist.io.
Only getting started when it's midnight, keeping it tight. If a nigga wanna go to war, it can get dark, but we stay bright. Coming like a night, it's on sight, ever touch my sleeve. Niggas around there wanna disagree when it's clear that I'm speaking facts. Man like me, you know I'm proactive, never gonna stop till I see the big man's on flats.
Hop on the front door, it's like midnight.
Music
Don't make it
licensing
guess,
reimagined.
you might fall out again. Off-white whip, need for speed. I'm not switching the lane. Pick up the pace, bro like that, I'm back to the base.
Back to the base. Back to the base.
Spit that up. What's up, big? We're about to get right on into it. We will be watching mainly in the beginning. I'm waiting on my boyfriend to come home and get ready to leave to just really get my take on it. But we'll watch some stuff that I've been wanting to watch. Some stuff I just can't watch without adding my little 2 cents. So thank God for social media and the internet. Okay, so let's see here. This is 2 days ago. We're going to be talking about Kanika Jenkins. She's a 19-year-old from Chicago, or at least she lived in Chicago. I do want to kind of, get better with exactly who she was, but right now we are trying to figure out what happened to her. This first video I'm just seeing that was 2 days ago is about her mom, allegedly. Everything here is alleged, and um, fair use is always in effect on my channel. So I just want to remind y'all of that, YouTube. Okay, so let's start here. Oh, actually, I gotta share it first, right?
gonna be a beautiful sunrise. Give me that phone so I can throw it. I want to throw it far away so you never see it again. I don't like phones. Don't miss the party tonight. Why are you still here? You need to be telling everybody about the party, girl. What's your problem?
He haven't heard a thing from Lil Nas X since he did that off Ventura Boulevard. And I did the video exposing that Martin, he walked on that same street, Ventura Boulevard, when he was in the middle of the road saying they're trying to kill me. Martin and Lil Nas X in Hollywood, what's that, West Hollywood or something like that, on Ventura Boulevard, were on the same road, you know, basically walking down the street, tripping, whatever, you know, you could say this is spiritual attack. With Lil Nas X, they tried to say he was like on drugs, close to an overdose or something like that. Remember, he was walking around in like a diaper and some boots. And now, Teresa Martin, Kenneka Jenkins' mom, walking down the street, butt ass naked, saying, "Justice for Kenneka." Now, this is something where those demons are just eating her up so bad that she's tripping out. She's having multiple episodes, and whatever she knows, whatever she vowed to, if she signed an NDA, you know, if she truly had to keep silent, she can't keep it in no more. You know, whatever is haunting her, whatever is causing her to go through this, something, you know, something is working through her and is not good. And obviously she is folding. So with that being said, let me not talk too much. Let's jump into the clip of her walking down the street in the middle of the night, and people are noticing that it's her and trying to get her to put her clothes on and stuff. Insane clip, y'all. That being said, check this out.
Put your clothes on. Hey, wait. Y'all, this is Kenneka Jenkins' mama. What the fuck? Put that down. It's my blood. For my blood. We don't like that. Go home, baby. Justice for Kenneka. Justice for Kenneka, but yes, baby, this is not how you get it. Please be still. Please be fine. I bleed the blood on you.
I really think it's safe to say they got her, man. They got her. There are videos all over Facebook of Kenneka Jenkins' mother walking the streets naked. We have literally watched this lady go from calm to storm, bro. It's like her life is in shambles right now, and this just might get her on the 5th floor. I say spiritual attacks are real because they are, bro. This is how it starts. She went and said some things she wasn't supposed to say, and I think them people done got to her. When I say them people, you know who I'm talking about. Y'all can say y'all don't believe in these occultic people, but guess what? I do. You can't even say too much about them on TikTok because they'll flag your video for it. This lady is spiraling bad. The only good thing that came out of this situation is that doctor that she had did a good job. Other than that, pray for this lady, bro. Pray for this lady because them demons got a hold on her tight.
We cannot be living in a real world, y'all.
I'm telling you, Kanika Jenkins' mama is in Chicago walking around with no clothes on. And you got people in the comments, you got women in the comments saying, the body is tea. We love that body. She went and got her body did with the money she got. Look, man, listen, dog. That's all y'all worried about. That's all y'all worried about. A BBL. This woman out there losing her mind and y'all worrying about her body, a BBL. We cannot be living in the real world. I'm telling you, a lot of these people are just NPCs. They don't have souls, dog. And they whole life is based on a materialistic mindset. We cannot be living in the real world. Make it make sense, y'all. There is no way y'all in the comment section talking about her body is tea. Clock that, clock this. Dog, this woman done lost her mind and y'all worrying about how her body looks. Make this shit make sense, dog. I'm telling you, we have been brainwashed. They done put witchcraft on black people. They done put witchcraft on us. That's why we act the way.
Okay, so I don't know if y'all heard me a while ago, but I just wanted to verify that Kanika was from Chicago, Illinois, but she passed away in Rosemont, Illinois, um, at the Crown Plaza. I'm taking notes, so.
the way we act, dog. It's like we can't see, man. We can't see past the materialistic mindset that we got, and that's what they wanted us to do the whole time, y'all. Make it make sense, dog.
Now, right there, I just wanted to give y'all a couple of clips of the internet talking about it, a couple of different opinions. I did see under some videos women talking about her body completely being distracted from what is really going on and what we are witnessing, unfolding once again. In a sense, we're witnessing the aftermath of, you know, her demons, because I can, I could probably fully believe that she hasn't really said everything that she knows about the case. And it could be also her fighting that as well. Because because if she supposedly went silent for X amount of years.
Oh my God. I'ma just stay off mute. Imma just stay off mute because I be starting to talk and then I be pissed when okay, but anyway, like I just said, hopefully y'all didn't hear me, because I had to say it again. Now, the mother of Kanika Jenkins in the beginning of this video said when she got her money, uh, she said she went to the bank and she paid other people bills. She left out the part about her BBL, as well as she left out the part that she failed to purchase uh, her daughter a headstone. Uh, as well, I watched the video. It says her daughter was cremated. Um, it's now I'm not saying she says she didn't have the money. Uh, I mean that she got the money from the settlement or whatever, like right in time, but I'm sure it wasn't this year because it says here that Kanika Jenkins didn't get a headstone until 2025. Her birthday would have been May 27th, and she got a headstone uh, September 14th, 2025. And what's this, December? And now we see her again. And I'm going to just, we going to continue to watch. I don't want to start talking too much because my boyfriend about to come in, but we're going to continue to watch.
Years for that 3.7 million. And once that money ran out, she's kind of going crazy. You know, she don't got money to spend to keep her sane. You know, she could possibly be fighting what she truly knows. I mean, we've talked about countless different theories of the Kenneka Jenkins case, it not being real, Kenneka not being her actual name. I mean, there's even a theory of Teresa Martin not even being Kenneka's actual mom.
Was scripted and staged. Her walking into the kitchen was scripted and staged. And also, the footage of the live video in the room was staged. They had all those kids go in there and pretend, okay? Kenneka died 3 days before that night. The woman that died that night is Antonia Evans, and y'all ain't even really seen her yet, unless you've been following the story. So I'm going to break it down to you, okay? Andrew Holmes is the activist that claims that he saw the footage of Kenneka walking into the freezer. So the kitchen was scripted and staged. And also,
keep her sane. You know, she could possibly be fighting what she truly knows. I mean, we've talked about countless different theories of the Kenneka Jenkins case, it not being real, Kenneka not being her actual name. I mean, there's even a theory of Teresa Martin not even being Kenneka's actual mom.
Was scripted and staged. Her walking into the kitchen was scripted and staged. And also, the footage of the live video in the room was staged. They had all those kids go in there and pretend, okay? Kenneka died 3 days before that night. The woman that died that night is Antonia Evans, and y'all ain't even really seen her yet, unless you've been following the story. So I'm going to break it down to you, okay? Andrew Holmes is the activist that claims that he saw the footage of Kenneka walking into the freezer and then later on went back and denied it. That's Andrew Holmes. He's the black guy. He's the one that started all this shit. There was a girl that got raped in March, okay? She got raped in March of 2017, but she looked exactly like Kenneka. Now, you got Lenora and Teresa playing the mom and the sister. That is not her mom, and that is not her motherfucking sister, okay? She's not neither of them. The sister is actually related to the girl that was raped in March that looks like Kenneka, but that's not her. So I'm going to tell you what they did. They hid Brianna in Indiana and paid Kenneka to play two people. They played Kenneka to play Brianna because she looked so much like her, and they also paid her to play a girl that died in the freezer, but she was never supposed to die. The other girl that died is Antonia Evans. So listen to me, because this is confusing. There's three girls. Three. There's Antonia Evans, there's Kenneka, and there's Brianna. Brianna's still alive. That's the girl that was originally raped that was in on it too. She got paid to allow them to use her picture to pretend that was Kenneka. So on Dr. Oz and on the news and all that shit, that was Brianna because she looked so much like her. And they also paid her to play a girl that died in the freezer, but she was never supposed to die. The other girl that died is Antonia Evans. So listen to me, because this is confusing. There's three girls. Three. There's Antonia Evans, there's Kenneka, and there's Brianna. Brianna's still alive. That's the girl that was originally raped that was in on it too. She got paid to allow them to use her picture to pretend that was Kenneka. So on Dr. Oz and on the news and all that shit, that was Brianna's picture. That wasn't Kenneka. But they paid Kenneka to play both parts because they were going to get money off of Antonia Evans' organs. So both of those girls were put on Front Street. The only person that was not supposed to be known about was Antonia Evans. Now I'm going to tell you who Antonia Evans is. Antonia Evans is the woman in the freezer and the woman in the casket. That is a 48-year-old woman that went missing the same time as Kenneka. Her mother is 65 years old and has been looking for her for months. talk to her daughter every day. All of a sudden, she disappears. So let me tell you what they did. They tricked Kanika and told Kanika they were going to kill Antonia at the hotel. She was supposed to get a lump sum of money for the organs. So the real Kanika thought she was about to get paid off, but they ended up killing her ass off too, because she was young and her body was more valuable. So basically, yeah, Kanika was at the hotel, but not on the night. Looking for her for months. Talk to her daughter every day. All of a sudden, she disappears. So let me tell you what they did. They tricked Kanika and told Kanika they were going to kill Antonia at the hotel. She was supposed to get a lump sum of money for the organs. So the real Kanika thought she was about to get paid off, but they ended up killing her ass off too, because she was young and her body was more valuable. So basically, yeah, Kanika was at the hotel, but not on the 9th. She was there on the 6th. She got drunk. She got there early in the daytime. She got drunk. Her friend Monifa, once she was drunk, took her to the cremation place. And when she went to the cremation place, it was the mom, the fake sister, and the big dogs and the higher-ups. They took her ass out, bro. Bam, no more Kanika. Mutilated her body, took all of her organs, was about to get paid off. But they ended up killing her ass off too, because she was young and her and the woman in the casket, that is a 48-year-old woman that went missing the same time as Kanika. Her mother is 65 years old and has been looking for her for months. Talk to her daughter every day. All of a sudden, she disappears. So let me tell you what they did. They tricked Kanika and told Kanika they were going to kill Antonia at the hotel. She was supposed to get a lump sum of money for the organs. So the real Kanika thought she was about to get paid off, but they ended up killing her ass off too, because she was young and her body was more valuable. So basically, yeah, Kanika was at the hotel, but not on the 9th. She was there on the 6th. She got drunk. She got there early in the daytime. She got drunk. Her friend Monifa, once she was drunk, took her to the cremation place. So both of those girls were put on Front Street. The only person that was not supposed to be known about was Antonia Evans. Now I'm going to tell you who Antonia Evans is. Antonia Evans is the woman in the freezer and the woman in the casket. That is a 48-year-old woman that went missing the same time as Kanika. Her mother is 65 years old and has been looking for her for months. Talk to her daughter every day. All of a sudden, she disappears. So let me tell you what they did. They tricked Kanika and told Kanika they were going to kill Antonia at the hotel. She was supposed to get a lump sum of money for the organs. So the real Kanika thought she was about to get paid off, but they ended up killing her ass off too, because she was young and her body was more valuable. So basically, yeah, Kanika was at the hotel, but not on the 9th. She was there on the 6th. She got drunk. She got there early in the daytime. She got drunk. Her friend Monifa, once she was drunk, took her to the cremation place. And when she went to the cremation place, it was the mom, the fake sister, and the big dogs and the higher-ups. They took her ass out, bro. Bam, no more Kanika. Like 2 people. They played Kanika to play Brianna, because she looked so much like her, and they also paid her to play a girl that died in the freezer, but she was never supposed to die. The other girl that died is Antonia Evans, so she looked exactly like Kanika. Now, you got Lenora and Teresa playing the mom and the sister. That is not her mom, and that is not her motherfucking sister, okay? She's not neither of them. The sister is actually related to the girl that was raped in March that looks like Kanika, but that's not her. So I'm going to tell you what they did. They hid Brianna in Indiana and paid Kanika to play 2 people. They played Kanika to play Brianna because she looked so much like her, and they also paid her to play a girl that died in the freezer, but she was never supposed to die. The other girl that died is Antonia Evans. So listen to me, because this is confusing. There's 3 girls. 3. There's Antonia Evans, there's Kanika, and there's Brianna. Brianna's still alive. That's the girl that was originally raped, that was in on it too. too, she got paid to allow them to use her picture to pretend that was Kanika. So on Dr. Oz and on the news and all that shit, that was Brianna's picture. That wasn't Kanika. But they paid Kanika to play both parts because they were going to get money off of Antonia Evans' organs. So both of those girls were put on Front Street. The only person that was not supposed to be known about was Antonia Evans. Now I'm going to tell you who in Indiana and paid Kanika to play two people. They played Kanika to play Brianna because she looked so much like her, and they also paid her to play a girl that died in the freezer, but she was never supposed to die. The other girl that died is Antonia Evans. So listen to me, because this is confusing. There's three girls. Three. There's Antonia Evans, there's Kanika, and there's Brianna. Brianna's still alive. That's the girl that was originally raped that was in on it too. She got paid to allow them to use her picture to pretend that was Kanika. So on Dr. Oz and on the news and all that shit, that was Brianna's picture. That wasn't Kanika. But they paid Kanika to play both parts because they were going to get money off of Antonia Evans' organs. So listen to me, because this is confusing. There's three girls. Three. There's Antonia Evans, there's Kanika, and there's Brianna. Brianna's still alive. That's the girl that was originally raped that was in on it too. She got paid to allow them to use her picture to pretend that was Kanika. So on Dr. Oz and on the news and all that shit, that was Brianna's picture. That wasn't Kanika. But they paid Kanika to play both parts because they were going to get money off of Antonia Evans' organs. So both of those girls were put on Front Street. The only person that was not supposed to be known about was Antonia Evans. Now I'm going to tell you who Antonia Evans is. Antonia Evans is the woman in the freezer and the woman in the casket. That is a 48-year-old woman that went missing the same time as Kanika. Her mother is 65 years old and has been looking for her for months. Talk to her daughter every day. All of a sudden, she disappears. So let me tell you what they did. They tricked Kanika and told Kanika they were going to kill Antonia at the hotel. She was supposed to get a lump sum of money for the organs. So the real Kanika thought she was about to get paid off, but they ended up killing her ass off too because she was young and her body was more valuable. So basically, yeah, Kanika was at the hotel, but not on the 9th. She was there on the 6th. She got drunk. She got there early in the daytime. She got drunk. Her friend Monifa, once she was drunk, took her to the cremation place. And when she went to the cremation place, it was the mom, the fake sister, and the big dogs and the higher-ups. They took her ass out, bro. Bam, no more Kanika. Mutilated her body, took all of her organs, no more Kanika. All right? Now we need somebody to put in the casket at this funeral. That's where Antonia comes in. They killed Antonia, took Kanika's clothes from the cremation spot, put them on Antonia, put Antonia in a casket, and buried her under Kanika's name.
And that it wasn't even the real Kanika Jenkins that died that night, that she actually died on the 6th. Because y'all remember in that 911 call,
at this funeral, that's where Antonia comes in. They killed Antonia, took Kanika's clothes from the cremation spot, put them on Antonia, put Antonia in a casket, and buried her under Kanika's name.
And that it wasn't even the real Kanika Jenkins that died that night, that she actually died on the 6th. Because y'all remember in that
at this funeral, that's where Antonia comes in. They killed Antonia, took Kanika's clothes from the cremation spot, put them on Antonia, put Antonia in a casket, and buried her under Kanika's name.
And that it wasn't even the real Kanika Jenkins that died that night, that she actually died on the 6th. Because y'all remember in that 911 call with Teresa Martin, she was talking about a ticket that she had got outside the hotel on the 6th. And Kanika supposedly died a couple of days later, or wasn't in the hotel until September 9th. Remember, she was pronounced dead September 10th, the same day as Charlie Kirk's death this year. But obviously a very ritualistic day of death. But I talked about that in my own video. Now, when I end this video, I'm just finna I'm just finna hit y'all with something to think about even more. I'm finna play this clip of something I found on TikTok. It's maybe like 5 or 6 minutes long. But I just want to end the video of, a theory that I found with this lady explaining that, nothing was real. Kenneka Jenkins, she died, but she didn't die that night. It's not actually her that was roaming through the hallways. It's nothing that y'all haven't heard. We've heard hundreds of theories, but I don't know. Hey, since we're talking about it, I just want to play a clip that, will take your mind back down this case and it'll make you think. But before we get to that, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if she's really just unraveling, like people are saying, those, the bodies of the people that died, everyone who was involved in this case that lost their life. Is it eating her up? Is these spirits eating her up? Is these demons, working through her and she's having a mental breakdown? Is she, has she turned into an alcoholic? Is she on drugs? All of this can be from the spiritual attack, from what she knows, what she's been through. Like I said, I think she knows more that we don't truly know right now, that she may be ultimately scared to say. I truly don't know the cause of her breakdown, but I figured something like this was coming. And depending on what happened to her after all of that footage was done, I don't know if she got arrested or not, or what happened after that footage, but it'll definitely be interesting to watch her, as far as the future goes. So with that being said, y'all, I think I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here. Y'all stay tuned. The video is not over. I'm just gonna leave y'all with this clip. Not gonna come back and talk about it, because it's things we've talked about before. But I thought this was worth a listen. All right. So with that being said, y'all, it's Black Balloon, and I'm gonna see y'all soon. All right. I'm out.
That is a red flag. I mean, what the hell? Like, do you understand? It's right in your.
To this freezer and closing us up within this freezer.
It had to be something within that room that happened, because they walked in the hotel at 1:13 and they seen that 2-something. That's when they realized she was lost. That's not adding up.
After years of silence, Kenneka Jenkins' mom just exposed some things that completely changes everything we knew about this case. And the wildest part, what she revealed wasn't even the most shocking thing, because what she did right after that, man, it got the entire internet saying this case was never what they told us it was.
I just woke up to another million. Finally made my way out of the trenches.
All right, so for the people that don't know or forgot how big this was, Kenneka Jenkins was a 19-year-old from Chicago whose death turned into one of the internet's biggest mysteries back in 2017. She was found inside a walk-in freezer at the Crown Plaza Hotel. Officials called it an accident, saying it was hypothermia mixed with alcohol and a prescription drug. But the internet, people never believed that story and blew up everywhere. The family filed a wrongful death lawsuit and ended up settling for around $10 million in 2023. And for a minute, everything went quiet until now, because all of this resurfaced again after her mom, Teresa Martin, went online and dropped a message that honestly changes the entire energy of the case. She said things like, "I still don't know what happened to my child's clothes, shoes, cell phone, hair. I was promised answers. Instead, I was fed lies. I was basically forced to never speak about my child again. They kept us in rooms for hours until we said what they wanted. I was battling cancer at the time." Basically, things like that. I ain't gonna lie. The more you read it, the creepier it gets. Some people online try saying she was only speaking out now because the lawsuit money ran out, but no amount of money should be able to keep a parent quiet if they feel like something ain't right. But what her mom did next, that's when everything went left. Just last night, While in Chicago, Teresa, Kanika's mom, was spotted walking completely naked in the middle of the street screaming justice for Kanika.
I'm trying to get her face. Get her attention. What the fuck? Put your clothes on. Put your clothes on. Get out the street. Gee, that's Kanika Jenkins' fucking mama. That shit is crazy. Oh shit. Y'all, that's Kanika Jenkins OG. Like, she been outside bad, shorty. Damn. It's cold. It's cold.
Damn, man. Come on, go home, baby. Look how they fuck my body up.
No, okay, put your clothes on and go home.
That dog, this my blood. For my blood. We don't like that. Go home, baby. Justice for Kanika.
Justice for Kanika, but yes, baby, this is not how you get it.
Peace, please, I bleed the blood on you.
Now, I'm gonna be real with you. This was wild. She looked like she was in her 50s, but fresh off a BBL or something. And there's a million other ways she could have brought awareness to her daughter. So this leaves two options. She either really broke mentally after losing her daughter, which is understandable because grief hit people like all different type of ways and shit. But or something else is going on with her where it's emotional or like she on drugs or something, because I don't know what would make her do something like this. But what we do know now is after she spoke out, the internet started calling for the case to be reopened, because when you look back at the details, a lot of stuff still never added up. And this next part is why the case won't go away. They had camera footage basically tracking almost every move Kanika made that night, except the most important part. Intoprit, I think that's how you say it, but the drug that was found in her system, it wasn't a party drug. It was something that was used for like migraines, seizures, and headache. And mixing that with alcohol can have you completely out of it. So that's where the theories come back. Was she drugged? Was she set up? Or did something happen that they never told the full truth about? Her mom basically said they lied. They forced us to accept the story. The media lied. They hid things. And now in that video of her walking in the street, it might be the reaction of a mother who's been holding on to the truth for too long. Or it might mean something even deeper is going on. Either way, the internet picked this case back up fast. And I feel like if TikTok and stuff was going on, it was big at the time. Don't get me wrong, but I think it would got even more crazier, like political. It was stuff going on in the news and media, but I just think it would have been way more crazy. But let me know what y'all think is really going on here. Because after this post and what happened last night, this case definitely ain't as closed as they want us to believe. Check out my other deep dives too. I got more breakdowns on the way. I'm gone.
I just woke up to another million. Finally made my way out of the trenches.
.1075 GCI, the shot's #1 for hip hop and R&B. Good morning to you, Chicago. It's Kyle, Kendra G, Leon Rogers. And we have a guest here this morning, man. This is kind of a very important interview today. We want to introduce and we want to bring on the show today Kanika Jenkins' mother, Miss Teresa Martin. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
We know you're going through a difficult time, a tough time, and there's a lot of emotions and feelings and just a lot that you're dealing with at the moment. So up front, we just want to say thank you for taking the time to come and join us and speak with us today.
Thank you all for having me.
Absolutely.
You're welcome.
So for those who, I mean, I'm assuming everyone in Chicago knows the story of Kanika Jenkins by now, but Kyle, just a little backstory. The 19-year-old girl who was found frozen in a freezer in the Rosemont Crown Plaza Hotel.
That's right.
So let's start there. Let's start the night that you got the phone call about your daughter.
Okay. I received a phone call 4:34 in the morning from her friend stating to me that my daughter's missing. They can't find her. So I asked them, could they take their time, just have a little patience at first to see if they can find her. In the background, I hear one of the other friends stating, she tired of waiting. She tired of this. Getting a little rowdy. So I asked them, to calm down and just bring my car to me.
Because your daughter had, because they were at the hotel for a party, and your daughter was the driver of the night.
Yes, my daughter was the driver of the
So
night.
they had her keys at this moment.
They had her keys. And they never mentioned that they had a phone until after I got off the phone with one friend. I called her phone just to hear other friend state to me that I have a phone too. So I asked them, I said, y'all, wait, hold on. You have my car keys and her cell phone? I knew something wasn't right.
Right, right. So, after that story, you obviously went to the hotel and began the search for your daughter. And the hotel at first wasn't as cooperative, correct?
No, they wasn't.
Okay.
From when me speaking with her friends, when the hotel, the friends stated to me that they was looking for, because I asked them, to continuously look for it at first.
Right.
And she said that they was making them leave. The hotel was,
They were trying to kick him out.
Yes, they were going to kick him out that night
And
because
this is like about 4:00 in the morning.
Oh, before.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
They was going to kick them out if they leave and call the police on them to arrest them.
Now, why were they threatening to do that? Just because they were being too rowdy, making too much noise?
No, because they stated to me that they told them that my daughter was missing. They can't find her.
And they felt like that was reason to kick everybody out?
Yes, obviously.
When was the friends that called you? When was their last time that they saw your daughter Kanika alive? What's their last reaction and interaction with Kanika?
Well, they stated to me it was because I asked them how long she been missing, and they said it was 2 hours before they called me. I asked them why didn't they call me before? They said because one of the friends didn't want me to know that my daughter was missing. The one that left my house with Kanika.
Right. Now, but did they say how she broke from the group? Like, how did she break away from the group?
Right.
Okay. It was like two different stories. First, that day that she came, she came up missing, they stated that they left her in the front lobby, which is on my 911 call.
Okay.
Because that's what they told me. Then later on that day in the afternoon, headed towards the evening, they stated to me they left her upstairs by the room door. So
they changed where they saw her last.
Yes.
But isn't there a point, if I recall correctly, when they released the videotapes, there was a point where she got out the elevator, but somebody was in the elevator. Am I recalling that wrong?
Those were, I think, the allegations of people saying that they were in the elevator. Because there's been so many conspiracy theories when it comes to what happened with your daughter, Kanika.
So we didn't see anybody in the elevator with her.
No, not in the videos, not that I saw. Did you guys see anything different? No, we didn't see anything with that. No.
Okay.
But again, so many conspiracy theories were being thrown out there. So now, okay, so you're at the hotel, you find her. So when do they actually, from when you get to the hotel, when does the hotel finally find your daughter in the freezer?
Well, once I arrived, they finally found her after the third time of us coming in, me and my family coming up to the hotel, begging for help from the hotel, pleading with them, and also Rosemont Police Department.
So it was like hours. Like, was it like 36 hours?
Yes, it was like 36 hours.
I have a question about why, if somebody says that their daughter is missing in their hotel, why wouldn't they be willing to help? Did they give you a reason as to we're not concerned, she'll just show up, she's probably okay, and they just blew it off? Did they have a reason for why they're not willing to help at that point?
Well, they stated to me that, basically it wasn't their concern, the hotel, Crown Plaza, and manager at the time. That's a police matter.
Oh, it's a police matter.
And the police probably say a person has to be missing for 48 hours in order for you to file an official report.
24.
24 hours. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
It's more than 2 hours.
Yes.
Okay.
So when did they finally go look through the tapes to realize, okay, she really was at this hotel? So I guess I'm trying to figure out, how did they discover her in the freezer?
Okay, when my daughter went up there.
Your other daughter?
Yes, my other daughter, Lenore.
Okay.
When she went up to the hotel, when I came, after me returning back home, she headed out the door as I was coming in, her and two of her friends. And when they got up to the hotel, they asked, the person at the front desk if they can look on the cameras and see once again, if they see, if that Kanika's, I'm sorry, if Kanika was there.
Right.
And they stated to her also as well that it was a police matter. So she calls 911 as well. And the police suggested that and told her that he couldn't leave and come up to the hotel to meet her. She would have to come down to the police station. Once she came, got to the police station and made the report, the missing person report, the only reason that Crown Plaza Police Department came back up to the hotel, not because of my daughter was missing, not because of the missing person report, was because Lenore forgot to put her signature on the missing person report paper.
Right.
So
This is the Rosemont Police.
yes,
correct?
the Rosemont Police Department.
Mhm.
So once he got there, and he had called and asked her where was she. She stated that she's back up at the hotel. She's telling the person at the front desk at the hotel that now she has a missing report. I'm sorry, missing person report number. She stated, could they look at the cameras? And they still deny her. To see if her sister was missing. She asked the police, the Rosemont police officer, if he can give her a copy of the police report. He stated to her it'll take all day. He can't give her a copy, so she asked him could she have the number to the missing person report. So upon his arrival, Lenore asked him, could you please look at the cameras, the security cameras, to see if they see Kanika.
Right.
And he finally agreed he would. He went into the security office, from my understanding.
And this is the officer that we're talking about
Yes,
right now.
the officer that made out the
Right.
missing person report.
Okay.
Lenore stated to me that he went in there like 5 minutes, came back out, and stated that on the missing person report, that he searched front and back, and he did not see Kanika entering or exiting the building.
So that means she wasn't there, according to them.
According to them, she wasn't there.
Okay. So who found Kanika in the freezer? And did they find her just by accident, or did they find her because they were looking at the videos?
Okay, well, when we was there, the Rosemont Police Department stated that they're the ones that found Kanika. But with me looking at the news and reading in the newspapers, an employee found her. So that's a good question. I really wouldn't.
So you don't know who?
You're not for
wouldn't.
sure.
I'm not for sure.
Right.
But you actually, they brought you to see Kanika while she was in the freezer.
After being denied at first, because I asked them, and I went online on Facebook because I needed help. I was looking for help, and I started timing myself basically to let them know, just in case if something like this come up, they couldn't say that I wasn't, conscious enough.
right,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Like I
Mhm.
was like
Right.
out of my mind or whatever.
Right.
And I stated, because I had made a post on Facebook before that, when I was in the search of Kanika, that I needed help. If somebody see my daughter, to inform me. And after I made this live video, I re-entered the hotel, and I asked them, how was she laying? The head detective, how was she laying? He stated she was laying on her side. And I said, was she laying, how was her legs? Was they curved, curved,
Right.
like in a fetal
Fetal
position?
position.
Yes. He said, no, they were straight. I said, okay. Next question. Can I see my daughter? How she died? How she laid in the freezer? I wanted to see her. He said, the detective stated yes. An hour or two went past, give or take. The sergeant come in with a very rude attitude. No, you cannot see her. It's against our procedures, our policy. You can't see her. So I asked him, with the card that the leading detective gave me, is it possible that he can write his name on the back of the card? He stated yes. After he stated yes, I said, and as well as your badge number. And I hear him whisper to the detective, badge number. So then he said, as everybody getting ready to round up to go, he said, you know what? Hold on, I'm gonna speak with the coroners and see what they can do. So here we go, hours later. 5 hours, maybe a little bit more, but rounding it off, 5 hours later,
Wow.
they come to me and states, only I could come see her. Me, I'm allowed, and I could bring one more other person with me. That's when they allowed me. They walked us back there. They said, "Wait, this is a crime scene. You are not allowed to take any photos. You can't touch, and don't touch anything." And they watched us as if we was there. Like we was involved in it. It seemed like the crime scene was on
Right.
us, not what went on with my daughter.
Right.
So you see your daughter in the freezer. Now, to bring up to date,
No, I'm
no.
sorry. No, at this time, they had removed her from the freezer. I
Oh, they
asked them, yes, they removed her from the freezer. When they removed her from the freezer, by the time we came 5 hours or plus later, more
Right.
later, rounding it off, Kanika was laying on a stretcher in a white body bag already.
So you never saw her.
I never saw her. I never saw her. They stated as well that there was no signs of foul play.
Right.
Like it was just a normal look.
That's what they
No
said.
no
in that
signs of
moment.
sexual harassment or anything.
Right. So do you believe differently?
From seeing the pictures, yes, I believe different.
Because the pictures came out. Before that, though, the video came out. So when we saw the video of her trying to find her way throughout the hotel, what did you think about the videos?
That she was wandering in the hotel and she needed help. And she had a hotel, a 5-star hotel.
Right.
I know it was surveillance. Just like on each floor, they might not have cameras all through the hotel, but entering and exiting the elevator, there are cameras.
But it is her on the camera because, like I said, so many conspiracy theories. Some people said that's not even her on the video. You do believe it was your daughter on the video?
Yes.
Okay. Do you believe they're saying that one part of the video when she's walking towards the refrigerator, that's her last time being shown on videotape? So do you believe she could have just literally walked in there and got locked into the freezer? And what they're saying to be true is she got locked into the freezer and she died because of the coldness. Do you think that could be true?
Well, see, we wouldn't even be sitting here today to guess it. It was the camera. As we went in there, if you could look at the video, me and my daughter, which is some of the parts what we did. As we went in there, I'm looking at my daughter, and I looked in her face. She had a disgusted look on her face. That's an angry look, or somebody agitating her, this type of look. So I'm looking. And then I asked them, I said, "Can I see the freezer?" Because I work in the cafeteria. So you can't tell me that she walked in this freezer and couldn't get out, because of our freezers. And not only that, me working within the CPS, cafeterias, before every freezer has a release button or some type of handle, whereas you can't get locked in this freezer unless you've been locked on the outside. You get locked in from the outside.
Which would have taken obviously somebody else to do purposely.
Right.
Yes,
That's what you're
exactly.
saying.
Yes.
There's no way she could lock herself in by herself.
Exactly. So once entering, and I see the freezer. Now the leading detective stated to me, she just walked in the freezer. This is before I told him I worked within the cafeteria.
Right.
She walked in the freezer, and when she walked in the freezer, she walked in. He never mentioned it was a double freezer. Walked in the freezer, closed the door behind herself, and just froze to death.
Right.
So, I wanted to see it.
Yeah.
I said, so she couldn't get out? He said, no, she couldn't get out. Because once you locked in, you locked in.
Right. But he doesn't know what you know about freezers at that time.
Exactly.
Right.
Did you go into the actual freezer that your daughter was in? Did you try to see what your the theory, how you can get out of it if you're in that particular freezer?
Okay, well, I'll tell you like this. We wasn't ever to actually go inside their freezer, but they had both of the doors open. I asked them when I first went back there, so you're saying it's a double freezer? He said, yes, but on our way back there, if you can see in the video, I'm pointing my finger. I'm looking for cameras. I'm looking for cameras because that's my purpose, because you can't tell me this happened with no camera in around, and every time I point, I see a camera. Except when we go by the freezer, that's blocked off, which it was a camera above that freezer. And okay, we're gonna go back to that. I'm sorry, please forgive me. When I go back to the freezer, they had both of the doors open, and I'm like, here go a glow in the dark plastic release button, big white glow in the dark. I said, so is this a release button? He said, the detective said, yes. And the sergeant standing back there with us as well. As I said, we were being watched as if we're the criminal, you know, or we did this to my daughter, as if we was going to get arrested. So he stated, I mean, I asked him with the other freezer, you know, the second door, you know, and every time I point, I see a camera. Except when we go by the freezer, that's like blocked off, which it was a camera above that freezer. And okay, we're gonna go back to that. I'm sorry, please forgive me. When I go back to the freezer, they had both of the doors open, and I'm like, here go a glow in the dark plastic release button, big white glow in the dark. I said, so is this a release button? He said, the detective said yes. And the sergeant standing back there with us as well. As I said, we were being watched as if we're the criminal, you know, or we did this to my daughter, as if we was going to get arrested. So he stated, I mean, I asked him with the other freezer. I'm going to go back to that. I'm sorry, please forgive me. When I go back to the freezer, they had both of the doors open, and I'm like, here go a glow in the dark plastic release button, big white glow in the dark. I said, so is this a release button? He said, the detective said yes. And the sergeant standing back there with us as well. As I said, we were being watched as if we're the criminal, you know, or we did this to my daughter, as if we was going to get arrested. So he stated, I mean, I asked him with the other freezer, you know, the second door. I said, is this a release button? Big white button. Maybe, as they say, you couldn't see, but it was lightning in the freezer. And only thing we saw on the floor was a big piece of ice made in a triangle, you know, like, you know, and I'm like, okay. I said, so I that's when I stated, I work in the cafeteria. I've been working there for 7 years. I say, there shouldn't have been no way that she shouldn't have been able to get out these doors. I thought you told me, and I asked the detective, you said that she couldn't get out. How is that when is, you know, release buttons on each one of these doors? And he just shook his head, you know.
He doesn't understand.
So where are you now as far as what it is that you want to see? You know, they've closed the case officially. I know that you guys are not happy about that and you want to continue the investigation. So what do you want to see happen? Where do you see this going from here? Are you trying to get more people to come in and reopen the case? What is it that you want to do?
Yes, I would love for the FBI to come in. The reason why I say that, they stated it was a natural cause before any medical examiner, anything. So the Rosemont Police Department knew this would happen with no professionals. You know, they said it wasn't no sexual harassment or any, I mean, you know, assault or whatever.
An assaulted sexually.
Right. Exactly. You know, but how is that? From looking at the pictures, obviously you'll see that it was something going on. At least, you know, with that if you would have just saw it without being a professional doctor or whatever, examiner or whatever, first thought would have been them being professional cops. Hey, it's something had to go on. And then to come to find out, after all that, at the closing meeting, my daughter asked them, did you all take fingerprints? And they said no. Why not?
Right.
Why not?
Dust the body, right?
You know what I'm saying? Because I work in the cafeteria as I mentioned, and in the cafeteria, you got to clean up behind yourself.
Yeah.
That's sanitation, you know?
So, question, well, two things. One is because the Rosemont police did.
If you would have just saw it without being a professional doctor or whatever, examiner or whatever, first thought would have been them being professional cops. Hey, it's something had to go on. And then to come to find out, after all that, at the closing meeting, my daughter asked them, did you all take fingerprints? And they said no. Why not?
Right.
Why not?
Dust the body, right?
You know what I'm saying? Because I work in the cafeteria as I mentioned, and in the cafeteria, you got to clean up behind yourself.
Yeah.
That's sanitation, you know?
So, question, well, two things. One is because the Rosemont police did actually turn down, because the FBI one time
They
make
said
an
that
offer,
if they were reached out for assistance,
and so Rosemont turned that down. Correct? They didn't want to have anything to do with the FBI coming in
allegedly
on the case. Secondly, was the question ever presented to the people of the hotel? Why was this freezer even still in operation if it wasn't being used? Like, because I'm
Right,
under
'cause
the
the kitchen was supposed to be closed,
I'm under
right?
understanding that kitchen was closed and that stuff wasn't even being used. So why even have it on? And then if she goes in there, she's just inside a room. You know, she's not inside a freezing room. Did that ever come up in conversations with the hotel?
No, I never found out about this freezer wasn't working or none of that until after the fact. You know, I'm hearing it from the media or whatever, and my attorney as well, you know,
After she's gone.
after she's gone.
Right.
And then at the meeting, the sergeant said they'd had numerous of murders, deaths or whatever, however he named it. Don't quote me. He said, but this is the first time we ever had to deal with an attorney. And rolled his eyes at me like, how could you be mad at me when I'm the
Right.
one's taking the loss? You understand what I'm
right.
saying?
Yeah.
Like, where do you
Like you was doing something wrong.
exactly?
Right. If nothing else, people should have been treating you with compassion.
Exactly.
If
And
nothing else.
and then with the cell phone, they did ask me twice for her phone. And you know why? I was afraid to go back up there because the next day I asked the detective when he called my phone and when he was asking me about her phone and to come up there, come back to the Rosemont Police Department to come up there. And I was not going by myself because I knew I needed some help.
Yeah.
The hotel offered to pay for Kanika's funeral. Did you accept their offer?
Okay. They offered to pay for her funeral.
Yes.
You know why I did not accept? I refused because even though they offered to pay for it, they never once gave me their condolences. Well, of course, they probably did after I made initial clues to Facebook and the media. How could you offer to pay? You all don't care. It's not about money. It's not about money. That's why I reached out to the world,
Right.
For help. And I'm still asking for help because something's just not right.
I want to bring up some of the activists. Actually, how I got in contact with you was via Andrew Holmes. He's the one that gave me your number, and we actually talked the night prior to when the videos were released. And I know you were upset with him because what happened with that? Did he have the right to go? Because he was the first person to talk about the videotapes. Did he have that right from you to do that?
No, he did not.
Okay.
Okay, first of all, Andrew Holmes just popped up from nowhere. He stated to me, I asked him when he called my phone, who gave you my number? Who is you? He stated that he was somebody because I'm asking for help.
Right.
So I'm figuring, he coming to help me. And he stated to me that he was from Chicago Police Department. He's a special investigator and he's going to get me answers. So,
special investigator.
Yeah, that's what he stated to me.
So you were misled?
Yes, I was misled.
Okay.
From the beginning.
From the beginning. So
do you have any communication with him now or no?
No.
Okay.
There's no need.
Right.
I know other activists, I know from Facebook, you accused of them raising money without your knowledge all the way for the protest.
Yes.
So what was that situation? Because they were saying that, money's necessary if someone gets arrested and for the buses, and that they explained that to you and you were okay if they got money to take care of those situations.
Listen, let me tell you something. I didn't know my purpose of being out there. I thank God for everybody. Whichever way they did it, I asked for help. When you ask for help, you can't direct the help, which way this help going to go. But as far as them collecting money, I never knew about it until I made a status. I wish I would have known. I would have actually wrote down a date. See, like I said, I did timing again. And I went on Facebook to let people know that I did not know, it was when they collected their money, I was not aware of it.
Okay.
2 days later, I don't know how many days. When I found out, the day I found out, they stated to me that they're gonna give me a ledger, and before we leave the protest that day, and I'm like, ledger, honest, I'm like, okay, what is this? And they stated to me that it was funds that they had collected because of the protest, and I'm like, oh, okay. They said, what do you want to do? They asked me what I want to do with it. I said, well, if you all collected for the protest, save it, and it was some people got locked up and they was like, they was like, somebody got locked up. I said, well, go bond it out. Don't y'all have that money?
Yo, yeah, it's White Tizzy, back again. Billing it. However long it takes, man, I'll still be here. You know what I'm saying?
Artlist.io.
Yo, new year, new money, but it's the same old me. Need the yard that don't come cheap before I get 8 gold teeth. They wanna play with sticks and stones, I'm calling them Jamie T. Up chasing coins like Sonic, could trust me, they don't sleep. Play my songs out of whip, she said keep that shit on repeat. Gotta calculate steps, I gotta
Music
take a step back and breathe.
reimagined.
Life got busy, I turned 18, moved out, all that I had was a dream. Wanna see all of my people free, but I ain't Martin Luther. I just get on the stage and sing. Better be ready for stress that all of that paper bring. ADHD, I can't wait for shit. Do my own thing, I hate the script. My man looks like a clone of my man, really he ain't got drip. If I pull up, I'm trying to get paid. 10 toes down, I want set pays. Hop in the booth, the beat get laced. I make it look easy, mate. Can't break down and cry, I put in blood, sweat and years.
Artlist.io.
It's only when you face your fears, you watch them all disappear. So, bill it, bill it. Let man cook, no skillet. Bill it, lick it. Roll.
You know, I didn't want to touch it because if they collected for them, if that's what they was doing, then I'm a firm believer. If this is what you're doing, for whatever reason y'all decide to collect it without my knowledge, finish doing what y'all doing. You know, it's not about money. And like it was people that got burned out, they had to pay with their out of their own pockets, you know. And I'm like, they have the money. I don't have no money. You know, I'm getting calls saying, where the money at? They told us you had the money. I said, I didn't never touch nobody money.
Okay.
Right. Don't put the money.
You didn't even know the money
Exactly.
was being
I didn't even
raised
know.
to
I
do
didn't
that.
know.
Right.
I
Right.
didn't know. And it's like, you know, as you all, because I'm putting it out there. I'm looking for help, but I'm also focused. And people is like they're doing certain things, and I'm not the victim. My daughter was the victim. But don't try to put me a part of that because I don't believe in using people.
And I think that's the question. I mean, Kendra spoke.
Because of the protests, you know. And I'm like, oh, okay. They said, what do you want to do? They asked me what I want to do with it. I said, well, if you all collected for the protest, save it. You know, and it was some people got locked up, and they was like, they was like, somebody got locked up. I said, well, go bond it out. Don't y'all have that money? You know, I didn't want to touch it because if they collected for if that's what they was doing, then I'm a firm believer. If this is what you're doing, for whatever reason, y'all decide to collect it without my knowledge, finish doing what y'all doing. You know, it's not about money. And like it was people that got burned out, they had to pay with their out of their own pockets, you know. And I'm like, they have the money. I don't have no money. You know, I'm getting calls saying, where the money at? They told us you had the money. I said, I didn't never touch nobody money.
Okay.
Right. Don't put the money.
You didn't even know the money
Exactly.
was being
I didn't even
raised
know.
to do
I
that.
didn't know.
Right.
I
Right.
didn't know. And it's like, you know, as you all, because I'm putting it out there. I'm looking for help, but I'm also focused. And people is like they're doing certain things, and I'm not the victim. My daughter was the victim. But don't try to put me a part of that because I don't believe in using people.
And I think that's the question. I mean, Kendra spoke on it, but I think some of the other activists that are out here, if you've had direct contact with them, or if you haven't, what would be what would be the overall message to them right now? Because I understand where you stand, but what would be the overall message to them? Because sometimes I feel that they can do more harm than help.
Exactly.
In this situation.
Exactly.
So what when you sit up, if you had one message that you want to say to them, what would it be?
My message to them is stop taking advantage. And if they haven't took advantage of nobody, then don't do it. Especially when a time of need, when someone is begging and grieving, you know, don't take advantage of them. Do what's right, and stop using God's name in vain. You know, because you could trick a whole lot of people with the word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And honestly, I never met none of the activists, you know, besides Mark. I knew him, you know, from the neighborhood.
Right,
but
right.
Personally, none of the activists. So they're coming out and they introduce and they said, well, of course, you make it seem as if they're here to help you. And all along, everybody's out for the same purpose.
Mm.
So
Which
I'm
is
not going to
sad.
say everybody,
But
but the
it's-
ones that
yeah.
fall into that category,
Right.
you know, and it's sad.
It's such a devastating story. So at this moment, and kind of just to pick off what Kyle said, because the photos came out publicly. Was that your first time seeing the photos too?
Well, they showed us 4 of the photos when she was in the freezer, and one of the photos, the 5th photo, that was like a picture of her when she's walking in the through the lobby, you know.
Well, when I saw the photos, kid, I was heartbroken because my mom passed, and I have photos when my mother died, but obviously they're not public. I never want them to be public, and I was like, this story has become so transparent that all these photos and your daughter's last final hours we get to see, and I was just like, that is so. It's sad to me, because at the end of the day, this is a public story and we all need answers, but then you are also a mother and this is your child. And do we really want to have the world see your child at her last moments? It's just difficult. So we all feel for you. We all feel for you, because to go through any loss is terrible. To go through it in front of the public eye is unimaginable.
Exactly.
So from the city of Chicago, so you do not agree with the simple story of your daughter walking into the freezer and freezing to death. That is not acceptable to you.
That's not acceptable.
Okay.
Especially when it was cameras that should have showed not only besides the back of her, but the front of her as well. It was a camera directly over this freezer.
They haven't showed us images of that.
I know at the meeting, the closing of the meeting, I asked the detective and also as well as the sergeant, and the sergeant said aggressively there wasn't no camera. So I guess the camera disappeared too.
Right, because all the images we've seen are her walking through the kitchen, but then she disappears and we don't see her actually walk into the freezer. But you're saying there was definitely a camera there.
It was definitely a camera there.
What about the statement? Because there was a lot of controversy about whether or not Andrew Holmes actually said, we see on the camera her walk into the freezer and the door closed behind her. I was one of the people that said, yo, I know I heard him say that. But then when I went back and I tried to find the transcripts, I couldn't find it.
Andrew Holmes called my phone. I had just got out of, I'm still a little sedated from my surgery, because I had an infection, And he stated to me on the phone, which I made a live of that too. He said, early that day, and I was so, distraught because I'm like, did you see the camera? He said he saw her. He saw the camera of her walking into this freezer.
Physically walking into the freezer.
I heard him say that. Yeah. And I asked, and I said, for real? He said, yeah, because they was trying to get me to come down there by myself. I said, no, I'm not going to come down there. I want my attorney. Yeah. I'm not coming because I was afraid.
Right.
If they doing all this lying from the beginning, what makes me think they won't try to do something to me? So I said, okay. He told me to get on. He said, what you should do is get on live and make a live and tell them that you saw the camera of Kenneka walking into the freezer. I said, okay. He said, because the hotel is not making no money. They want us to stop this. They want us to stop. They want to stop saying the Hotel Crown Plaza want us to end it. I said, okay. The protest. And I said, okay. So I thought about it, with me just hurting. I lost my daughter. Wait, I'm just getting over cancer, lost my daughter. And then I have a person I'm being betrayed, stating as if they're for me, they're going to get answers. Then you give me these type of answers, but without me even seeing the video. Like, you're a complete stranger. You popped up from nowhere.
Right.
You want me to, but I don't believe your words either, because even though the Bible tells you watch as well as pray. So you mean to tell me I'm going to listen to your words and do exactly as you say?
Not having seen it for yourself.
Not having seen it for
you're
myself.
Saying he just wanted you to say what he told you.
If that's the fact, me just want to listen to words. I would have listened to Rosemont Police Department when they stated my daughter just walked in there with no type of exit way, no way to get out this freezer.
Right.
I'm not listening to words. Show me.
So
when it was cameras.
So as a follow-up to that, I just want to ask you, since you obviously don't believe the narrative that they gave you, what do you believe actually happened? Are you saying I'm still looking for information, or this is what I believe happened? Do you have something that you believe happened?
I believe that it's a cover-up. I believe I'm still looking for answers. They can't see if I wouldn't have never saw these cameras, they could have showed me exactly what they're saying to me. I'm not denying nothing, but show me. That's all I asked them in the first place.
So the autopsy report says that she wasn't violated. You don't believe the autopsy report?
No,
Okay.
They didn't see
The-
any signs of violations.
okay.
You know,
Right.
no, because from the pictures, what do you think?
The pictures did. Now I'm gonna be honest. When I saw the pictures, because her shoe was off, like
Right.
she was scratched, it looked like something happened to her. But then when we looked more, was it
The
hypothermia?
definition of hypothermia, and in the last stages is hypothermia. It feels like your body's burning. People try to take off their clothes, and you actually kind of go insane. For
Safety in numbers.
Yeah.
Stay
Exactly.
together. Go
Exactly.
somewhere together.
Okay,
go
we
eat
back.
together. Everybody watches out for each other. You don't let nobody stray off. So I totally understand you saying, look, you may not have done this, but you let my daughter wander off, and this
Exactly.
is a result of what happened.
Exactly.
Now, but from the videotapes, it does seem like your daughter was intoxicated. Was she drinking or was it pills? Do you agree that maybe she was under the influence in some way?
And it's the epileptic medicine too.
right.
Oh yeah, yeah. Can you explain that?
Now, see, from my understanding, as me speaking with the doctor, um, he stated to me that that they're trying to say, because I'm reaching out and asking,
Right.
and he stated to me that that's not even a level where you could be sloppy drunk as though the video's saying, he said that's like a tipsy level. And the medication is not enough, strength to have her like this. So, which shows that she, however, whichever went on, whatever was in her system, you know, she was still strong enough to try to fight it off. She's still trying to look for a way out. How could that, go unacknowledged from the security, from the hotel? Some employees that was down there in the area that she was seen in. How could not, no one not notice my child? And then when we came up there looking for my child, why? We couldn't get no help from no one.
We don't really have the words, to take away the pain. I wish we had.
And Rosemont turned down help from the FBI. Right. Are you able to go to the FBI
Yourself,
directly and
yeah.
say,
I
I don't
don't
want to
know.
deal with them. Can y'all help me?
I don't know.
Right.
I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
I'm gonna do that. I don't know. I don't know how that works, but I'm gonna find out.
Yeah.
And before we let you go, something I want you to get this out to the world, to any young ladies that may be listening around the age of your daughter. Play the role of big sister or mother or aunt.
They said it wasn't no faulty foul play. I wonder what was that? Did y'all see the picture of her fingernail?
I don't remember seeing that particular picture.
I don't know if that was black ice on her nail or a piece of a garbage bag. So all this. Why not take fingerprints?
Right.
You see all this evidence, and then okay, they didn't see anything, no faulty play. Somebody, FBI, somebody look up into it to try to help.
Just to be clear, you're saying that they're actually, with your own eyes, you saw a camera that was pointing directly to the freezer.
That was over the top of the freezer.
Yes, that
So
was
you
over
would
top.
have had a visual of
That's
anybody
right.
walking
Right.
in and out in that area.
Exactly.
With your own
And,
eyes.
and what did they say that when you asked about that camera, you get no answer?
The day of, as I'm looking at the freezer with my daughter laying there on the stretcher, in the white bag. That day, I asked the detective and the sergeant about the camera. I pointed to the camera and I asked them, did that camera work? Because he told me it wasn't no camera in there around, like that could have caught her walking into this freezer. So I said, is that camera working? They looked back at this shop. And the detective stated to me, he don't know. He's gonna, look into it. Okay. So that was the lie, the first lie, because you said it wasn't no, it wasn't no way that you could see her entering or exiting this freezer. And the sergeant just said flat out, no, that camera didn't work.
Wow. So all the cameras work, but the one camera that needs to confirm
one most
everything.
important, right.
And
But the freezer was still operational.
yeah, but the
Right.
freezer, and then also
I can see how I can see you as a mom not being okay with the information, because just as a public figure, I'm just going off the information given, and it's like, well, it seems like maybe what's been presented to us, it seems like maybe she was, unfortunately inebriated, didn't know where she was going, like she was.
She keep wanting to go back to that, whoever this is right here. She keeps saying, yeah, she was drunk, was she? Yeah, she was stumbling around and stuff, was she? Girl, shut the fuck up, bitch. Anyway, my boyfriend gone finally. Looking all sad, he gotta go. Boy, you going to a party, but you don't look sad. No, as soon you get there, you'll be dancing. I should have just said no. Well, you said yes. Get out. And you ride with a coworker, so hopefully his coworker have fun. But it's a trainee or whatever. He's younger, so he probably want to leave a little earlier. But yeah, and his trainee just had a baby, so I'm sure he wants to get out and do something. Okay, so that's what we just saw. That was a lot of information. I just sat here and almost wrote a whole book. Like, so we got some information about an Andrew Holmes that we had to look up. Um, Now the lady that came on there, I know this. My computer was about to go dead. I saved it, so that's probably why it's moving. My mouse was moving a little slow. But okay, so the lady that was in her car, she was saying, and her name is August Cole. So I don't know, but I just saw a thing saying they haven't heard from her. I see, yeah, pretty much everything about her is about that. Let's see if she had that shirt on. So yeah, they said, "Oh, we haven't heard from her since then." She just blurted out, what she wanted to say, and then nothing else. Pretty much what they saying. So hopefully she's okay, and you know, but they're saying like, they're worried or whatever. So I also got some clips that I want to go over before we watch some more videos. So let's get into that. I gotta make this bigger. Okay. Now, this is where we finna really get into it. With this, I can't pause. So if you just look, because I paused it while I was recording it, because it's very easy to miss things. Uh, I'll start it over. Okay. Now, so this is Kanika Jenkins, the footage that I feel has some discrepancies in it, um, and it has some information in it that I haven't heard, so I want to put it out there. What I see. Now, if you look, it's gonna be stopping. Do you see this angle that she's in? And then this angle. How do you even do that? So somebody else is maneuvering either the edit or um, the or her. because she can be just walking like that. But if you are a good editor, you can make things look at this. You see you saw her shoe and not her leg. That's not how this camera works. This camera works just fine until it doesn't want to work. Now, if you can see here, she ran around the corner and now somebody is pulling her. It looks like her foot is going into that room right there. So that's why this is going to be playing. So this is her coming in again. And it's like maneuvering her to go towards that other side. But as we all know, in another video, she's coming straight forward. So, like I said, it's a lot of maneuvering of this, and I'll explain that in a second a little more. Right here, you can definitely see a layout. Well, I guess I'll explain it now. You could definitely see that double over. So it was doubled over, and right here, her legs disappear. Cameras don't work like that. And now, like most of her body is disappearing now. You see 2 shoes, right? So now you just see her shoe, and then it's gonna disappear again. See? In that corner, and it's gonna look like she's running. So that's why I kept rewinding it so you guys could clearly see that. Right here, she's running. That's not a walk. That's a run. That's why you see the blur. But if you can really look, that's a run. She's trying to get away. And right there, you can definitely see that's a run forward, right? And then she's yanked into that room to make it look like she walked into the room. So I hope y'all got that. Um,
It took 2 people to go retrieve keys in one person. If you know your homegirl is drunk, and evidently right in the dialogue that we just listened to, she's thinking that Kanika's drunk. So if you're thinking that she's drunk, I don't understand why you would leave her. You and your friend would leave her to go and retrieve a set of car keys when somebody could have stayed with her. It would never, I would never understand that.
Let's continue. 3:24 a.m. is where you see Kanika Jenkins getting off the lower level elevator, which I don't know if she was aware of getting off there or if someone in the control room.
This video, I just want to explain where y'all can hear me because he's talking. I want to explain that this is when she's getting off the elevator. What I think is that she never turned that way. I don't think she ever made that right. And I believe I got an edit of it. The guy is another blogger, or I don't know if he's a blogger, what his profession is, but he was blogging when he said that if she would have made that left, there was some stairs and she could go upstairs. In my edit, you can clearly see that she made a left first. Now glitchy and then drunk, and then she bumps into the wall. So let's just keep a thought about that.
It took 2 people to go retrieve keys and instead of just one person. If you know your homegirl is drunk, and evidently right in the dialogue that we just listened to, she's thinking that Kanika's drunk. So if you're thinking that she's drunk, I don't understand why you would leave her. You and your friend would leave her to go and retrieve a set of car keys when somebody could have stayed with her. It would never, never, never. I would never understand that.
Let's continue. 3:24 a.m. is where you see Kenneka Jenkins getting off the lower level elevator, which I don't know if she was aware of getting off there or if someone in the control room made her go there. That's all for speculation.
Whatever she was, that did not look like a drunk. That looked to me like something was put in her system. It's amazing how it happened too. It had to be in a matter of an hour and a half from when everybody was inside of the room when everything looked good, and now it's crazy. But see, you can never really tell because the time glitches, this shit glitch. You could never really know what was actual time when it came down to this video.
Let's be mindful of the time because it's hard to believe she could walk all through the lower conference level for that long and no one managed to see her. Watch the majority of the time roaming down there.
Now, I just want to say this as we watching her walk through the halls. Another big thing that was also said is the red boxes. They were saying that those were heat seekers. So when the red boxes popped up, it was showing that something was there. You know what I mean? So that was another big problem when it came down and why they was feeling like people was edited out of the video. Let's keep going. I just think it's weird that it's not one soul walking around. Not one soul. I think it's crazy as hell how there's nobody nowhere walking around.
And let's not forget, they had definitely edited this footage, a lot of this footage, especially when she's walking through this kitchen here. The arms is different, everything is different about this, but let's continue.
Okay, so that was just a view, and you guys can go in and zoom in on it when the live is over. I know I have to wait. I don't know about y'all, but let's see. Actually, y'all probably can because I think I'll be doing this sometime. Okay, so we watched that one. Let's see. I'm
It took two people to go retrieve keys and instead of just one person. If you know your homegirl is drunk, and evidently right in the dialogue that we just motherfucking just listened to, she's thinking that Kenneka's drunk. So if you're thinking that she's drunk, I don't understand why you would leave her. You and your friend would leave her to.
dang it, that's the same one. Yeah, okay. Okay, so right here you can see her. It looks like she's being pulled into this room, not going around that corner. So this door here seems to be open, but this is some kind of stairs right here. So I don't know this where she's going inside of here. So when she first come, as you can see, again, she's just this one is longer than the first one, so we'll go ahead and watch it. And right here is definitely a double up. It looked like she's either trying to come this way. It's pretty much the same videos on top of each other, but making her pretty much go which way. I'm just telling you, you can clearly see she's way over there going here. And then a while ago, she was pulled off up in here. I've never heard anybody say what was off up in here. I would like to know. These are some double doors. I don't know if she came through those double doors. It seemed like she just popped up, right? See, look. So she comes around. It looked like she was supposed to try to run, and then she was pulled in here. So, let's see. Yeah, that's crazy. I wouldn't even accept anything like this if I was a detective or investigator or something. I would be like, this is clearly maneuvered, but it definitely would have took some time. And right here, she's in a running stance, like you don't go from drunk to running for no reason. And you can clearly see her leg disappears, and that's her shoe, and then it disappears. That doesn't happen with regular cameras. I'm sorry. I'm not buying it. Mm-mm. So this is about where the other one stops, so it'll be something else. So I was trying to show how it looked like she was running or about attempting to run right here. Then her arms like something like to her stomach or something, and then inside of here. Yeah, I probably can't even see my mouth sometimes inside here. Inside this, it's a little space right here. It's a door right here. You can see the shadow, the long shadow right in front of it because it's an opening right here. And then why they couldn't just play it at regular speed as well. It's like they just put it out like that.
To alert some people. That's what that walk was.
Alert the VivoTech file. You get the correct time. You have to convert it to AVI file. That's why if you ever watch any of my videos, you will see all of the footage is the format's AVI. It's been converted straight from VivoTech. If you go on to any VivoTech media player that they show the footage on and just click edit, and go down to convert and hit AVI format, you'll get a bunch of clips. And I'll show you what I'm talking about here in a second about a bunch of clips. But this is the police that said, and they're like, what? Yes, I have the subject down here. She's frozen solid.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Which is, in my book, I believe bullshit. I don't think, there's no way that she was frozen. If she was frozen solid, it's because of something else. A little thing called rigor mortis starting to kick in because it's been 24, 25 hours. Alright. What I meant by clips is this. Like, this was one video. I think it was like an hour-long video. And what it does is it breaks it down into videos. And as you can see, it starts out as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And they're all AVI format. This was number 0, of course. That's the first one I showed you. This being the last one, which is on at 10 a.m., you have this guy coming in, just, to me looking suspect. And like I said, right here is the freezer, and I'm going to prove it. I don't care where this guy walks to and all that. I don't believe I'm about to prove to y'all that the freezer is visible from this camera view. So we should have been able to see her walk
Swing that
in.
door open.
You can almost see it now. But wait until I show you after I enhanced it. You can even see people in it. Okay, like I said, what I was going to do is show you. There's some really, really crazy stuff that they do. Some of it I can't show. I think it was around here maybe. Yeah. This is when, no, this is not when. But this is suspect, right? Well, I want you to see, okay? This guy right here is so suspect. I don't know what they're doing over there. Hopefully it's, the guy walks off and then they go back there into the back. Look, tell me this is not suspect as fuck right here. Look what they're doing. They got a bag, look. What is all this? And watch what they do with it. What is that? What is that, a camera? Did they take a camera? What is all this? The police don't even care. They're watching. They don't give 2 fucks. I'm going to tell you that right now. They don't care. And they just watched them put some kind of evidence up underneath that blanket. And then they move her over because the mother is about to enter.
Yes, he did say the mother's about to enter. So, let's see. Good money, Zimmy. I was about to type it. I'm going to just say it. Good money, Zimmy. What's up, Demon Time DJ? Okay, so, yeah, I could have did better with the videos. I don't even think I did the other one. Fuck. We'll get it. And that one, it definitely was iffy as well. I definitely want to show how he showed y'all how all of those videos. I didn't see the whole thing, but it looked like he skipped from the first one to the last one. I don't know who he is, how he got it, but it also. Let's see. The lady on the thing, she was like dark. and the picture of the girl was like, so I definitely do want to make sure if it's something there. I gotta find it. I guess that was. Oh, well, actually, we can just watch it. We can just watch it. I'm not doing all that. Okay, that's why I came on my computer anyway. But I did want to just kind of show that so y'all could clearly see what I was talking about when I say it's seems to be edited in a way to maneuver her movements and things like that. Yes, she was staggering, but I do feel that they was mixing the stuff up so it could seem like she was doing certain things at certain times. Now,
To this freezer and closing us up within this.
now, uh, for the mom, I did have a few questions. Where my mic at? Okay. Now you said you was raising money. Or you wasn't raising money. Somebody else was raising money. It wasn't you. It was not you. Is what you said. And then you said somebody was arrested and they needed to bond out and they wanted to use your baby justice money to get out and they had a problem with you about it and you didn't even tell us who it was. You said they need to bond out, they had to bond themselves out. You did not purchase your daughter a headstone until uh, September 2025. Okay. Now, you said I didn't touch nobody money. I didn't touch nobody money. It just wasn't the right it wasn't in the right place. I didn't touch nobody money mean it was some money you seen. This is money on the internet. So I would just think it would be worded different. So I just noted it down. And you said that the people said that her blood level was just tipsy when news reports said that not only was she um, drinking alcohol, she also was given or taking a medication that further, uh, builds up that level. Now, I'm not a doctor and I can't say if the effects going up and the level going up is different. I don't know how that works. I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna figure out some kind of way to look it up. The levels of alcohol to um with that medication. I got the name of it somewhere. Okay. Now somebody said that or the lady when we watched the video a while ago, she said the friends said they left Kanika to go retrieve some keys. So I don't know if they talking about car keys. I do have questions. Car keys or um, hotel room keys. Because if it's hotel room keys, Kanika was standing at that door waiting on y'all to come back. Okay, so if it was car keys, it's then Kanika would have been safe in the room. Um, but the friend said Kanika left with some people. She never said who. She just said they. The big they. Okay, so let's see here. I like names. I do. Um, you said it was a camera above the freezer. King. You said it's. You said you was seeing cameras everywhere. You also said you worked for a cafeteria. You knew about freezers and stuff. You also said that the little button in the freezer was what do you call it? Glow in the dark. But it wasn't dark. So I don't know. I don't know if you asked them do it glow in the dark or um, you know, maybe you already knew because you said you used to work in cafeterias, so you know about freezers. I just got questions. I don't know. All right. Now, you also said the police or the sergeant or whoever wanted your daughter's cell phone. Okay. You said some people said, "Hey, we got her cell phone and her keys." So you knew she didn't have her cell phone nor her keys. They left retrieving some keys, is what I'm hearing, right? So she don't have her phone, she don't have her keys. So you know that, and you was alarmed. It looked like when you was explaining it. Well, she don't have her phone, she don't got her keys. You seemed like you was alarmed about it. So then they gave you the phone. Ma'am, they had to because you just said that you did that you hold on. See, I gotta take it slow with you. I'm glad I got time today. I really am, because I was gonna make some. I didn't even know about all this till a while ago. Uh, you know, let me get back where I was at in my mind. 'Cause I just jotted some stuff down and I gotta keep my little notes. But you said you had that phone. They asked you for the phone, and then so if they had to ask you for the phone when you allegedly went to see the freezer, you didn't get them that phone. Did you tell them about the phone? Because they had to ask you for the phone and then you had to get a lawyer. You said you needed some help. That's what I'm trying to get back to. Yeah, asked you twice. You said they asked you twice for her phone. You said, I knew I needed some help. Hmm? And you said Andrew Holmes, that's the only blogger you mentioned, and the other lady mentioned him as well in regards to Brianna. We'll get to that part. And It was a big piece of ice shaped like a rectangle in that freezer. We're gonna see. I did see some kind of box. It looked like a box. It looked brown, but you said you went in there and you saw a big piece of ice on the ground shaped like a rectangle. And I just want to throw in there, you did ask the police, was she in a, I'm trying to write it down, was she in a curled up position? And they said no, she was straight. Okay. You said when you came in there, she had a disgusted look. I wrote it down because I never heard it disgustive. Oh no, I don't know if that's weird, but a disgustive look. And he said it was like, hmm, okay. Uh, you said it was a double freezer. They didn't tell you that. You said they didn't tell you it was a double freezer. Um, we're gonna see it in a minute. Um, I didn't see like a opening. Um, what what that even means, double freezer. But I'm thinking it's like another opening to another freezer. So I didn't see another opening. So I don't know. But she said it was a double freezer, and that they didn't tell her that. Yeah, I got notes here say removed her, never saw her. So thinking you said that. Somebody said that because I wrote it down. Removed her, never saw her. But then on this last video, you say you went in there, you seen this, you seen it, then they let you in there. Thank God for history. So you also said it wasn't their concern, that the room said it wasn't their concern. That's when I would have just been like, I would have called the police. Excuse me, da, 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 and then put it on them. Like I think they did something. You know what I mean? But then they're saying it's like 24 hours to report somebody missing. But that's a hard place to be in because I don't know what they would say about that. If you just be like, okay, I think this place did something to my daughter, not she's missing. She was, I would say I think he did it. Somebody finna walk through this bitch. Or every motherfucking door about to open. Do you hear me? I don't give a fuck what you talking about. And also I heard her say the hotel put everybody out. And it was like super quiet or whatever on whatever floor she was on. So people were like, well, I don't see why um, nobody's walking around or whatever. Uh, I think that just the cafeteria or whatever that was supposed to be closed. The kitchen was supposed to be closed. I don't know about any floors being closed until she said, um, they did it like after they found her and stuff like that. Were her legs curled up, is what you said. So they told you no photos, don't touch her, and y'all was feeling like they was uh y'all was suspect or something. You said that a few times, like we did it, like I did it, like I know something about it. Right? Okay, the other stuff we can hold on to. But we can find something real quick while I just want to make sure oh, that's fine. Let's go to the actual footage. I'm gonna just go to my history. That's why I said thank God for history, because I don't have to go fumbling through and find it. Y'all see this?
In place, or so she says, allegedly, that she was not supposed to ever talk about Kenneka Jenkins again. It was basic like, here's this money, shut the fuck up. Whatever you feel, your family feel doesn't matter anymore after you cut this check. Now she cashed the check, you know what I'm saying? But she decided to still talk. Now she feels as if that she's gonna probably be back in court. She says she does not care about the consequences, but she said that she was bamboozled into to being silent, even though she took money as well. Now, she has been crashing out extremely this last couple of days or so. She was walking around butt ass naked. You feel me? And things like that. However, I want people to keep in mind, man, mental health is real. I don't want anybody to laugh at this lady because we don't know what's going on. I do really feel like she has been tapping into some drugs and she's self-medicating, whatever the case may be. What she's been doing to me is not going to get justice for Kenneka. It's going to make people not believe her even more. You dig what I mean? To not want
Oh
to
my God.
revisit the case if they could be revisited. I just don't know right now. But we're finna get into it. We're about to get into it. If you
How's she
need to
gonna
know
do
what
something to
happened
her?
with
She
Kenneka
been
Jenkins, you can go to my
wow.
Toot Reacts page, and I have a video for you, and you can check it out. Okay, let's get it.
Hey, Live, how y'all feeling? I was just coming on here to share a little of this with y'all. because I share my life. Y'all remember every time I put back to that conversation when I put my pitch up when I was let me put this up right there. When
Dang, it's 7:30 already.
long story short, do y'all know all them times I got all them surgeries? I got my breast cut off August 16th of 2017, right? And them people that did shit, they cut shit in my body, they been trapped. They knew who I was before I knew who I was. I am the chosen one, y'all. I did not know that Kanika was God, but God's granddaughter. I wonder why Spirit had told me, why everybody talking that. See, that damn, what's that clown name talking? She got black eyes. No, bitch, that's what you call prayer. You gotta pray. You gotta keep on praying through the good times, through the bad times, through the happy times. See, when you pray, see how much what God say. Y'all keep on. Remember, go visit Kanika thing and just concentrate and meditate. That's enough. And see, I'm cursing now because my real friends, the people that know me, y'all my friends too. But I be respectful because I was trying to show y'all. And then before this part came out, because I could be okay, it all depends on how they make, you know what I'm saying?
Thank you, Charmel.
Anyway, let me tell y'all something. Them people been trying to kill me. They've been turning us on one another. This is a whole, as I learned, like I told y'all. Learning is fun. As I learn, I'm popping that shit out because people know me. No, like I said, I be all over the motherfucking place. So I'm asking y'all if y'all want some real shit. But if y'all want that shit, if y'all want me to go get a motherfucker, hold on. I got some. Okay. Hold on. Let me tell you what the class told me. They told me when I first told the judge that I did not agree with it, and I told my lawyer, Jim, remember your bitch ass? I told you, and I got your letters. I got all receipts, y'all. I used ChatGPT. See, when I didn't really know how to write, they call me illiterate dumb. I didn't know. I not that I'm dumb, as y'all can see, I stopped the war. I'm a motherfucking genius. Snap a bitch. I used to tell Candy, then I tell a bitch. I know what a bitch doing, but I ain't know I was God's daughter. Not only that, he had a big old heart for me. His favorite. When he was living, I was his favorite too. He used to take my ass up his day. So what the fuck you think you gonna do in the spiritual world? I dare anyone.
I don't know if I want to watch this. This motherfucker here is crashing out. See, this make me want to get doused afterwards. What the fuck?
He had a big old heart for me. His favorite. When he was living, I was his favorite too. Y'all shit, I thank y'all too, but I'm God's daddy. I mean, I'm daughter. I'm God's daughter. So if I'm God's daughter, I mean, it's my love. Y'all gotta respect me like I respected y'all. Because during the times, during my birthday time, and I need help. I need all this guidance that I got now. Y'all spiritual ass saw me then. So bad out, bitches. But anyway, peace be still. Back to you YouTube hoes. Come on. Make another motherfucking lie today. And I'm gonna hold your tongue in my motherfucking hand. Peace. Okay, no, don't get mad, but I'm just proving myself that I'm not crazy. All my life, I said I was going to be rich. I spoke it into existence. And I'm not saying this because of that, because I knew it was either I was going to get rich, saving my peoples, so I could help my peoples. Y'all didn't know. When y'all gave me that money, I deposited my money in the bank. I paid off other folks' bills, and I rented an apartment. But I sent $50. Some people got mad at me. I sent the $500 one time. Then they gonna call me back like I'm a cook. See, God, I understand why God say He will let you start off for your lowest, and I understand why God say that. I'm sorry, that's kind of coming the wrong way. I guess it's these people. Let me get that recording. See, I had to cut that grass so low for y'all. Cause see, some people, y'all. Let me tell y'all about these followers and all that. Stop doing this shit for the books. The books told me down. As long as it can get them some good ass ratings, they're gonna keep whatever's trending. Whether it can, no matter how it's killing the motherfucker. I'm trying to get her famous.
No, we wasn't gonna play the video of her walking down there butt naked. But we do have the audio, and as you can see later that evening, Teresa Martin, mother was spotted walking down Chicago streets unclothed. Um, it's something going on, y'all. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. And this, all right, never mind. Let's just keep going.
Your attention. What the
I just think when some things were slowed down, it's really spooky.
Her
I want to go
leg,
to this other video that I was looking at. It's
her
just so
leg
eerie
changed
to
right
me
there
because it's
too.
certain times.
See how her neck and stuff turn, and look at this leg.
I
Then it
just
go
think
back.
when some things were
So, oh, they
slowed
reminded it.
down, it's really spooky. I want to go to this other video that I was looking at. It's just so eerie to me because there's certain times when she's walking around this hotel to where it just looks like her body is.
Okay, I think she was, my bad. I guess she was supposed to say it too, but yeah, definitely. I'm trying to find a good one. I had some good ones. Let me see. I know this one was bad too, a little bit. But it might just be that one I needed.
Also breaking
About the
tonight,
elevator.
East revealing more about a woman found dead in a hotel freezer. CBS 2's Audrina Begas joins us now. So you poured through this video. What is it showing us?
36 hours of video, and this was just released to us a few hours ago. This video shows Kenneka Jenkins walking into the kitchen, but we never see her entering the freezer. And tonight, that is why her family is not satisfied with the theory that she walked into the freezer on her own. Surveillance video shows Kenneka Jenkins walking with friends at the Crowne Plaza Hotel early Saturday morning.
That's how she
We see her
regularly
a few
walks.
hours later by herself. At one point, she stumbles out of an elevator. Later, she repeatedly hits the wall walking down this hallway. Another camera catches her running into a stairwell and then catching her fall. Video time codes appear to show Kenneka roaming the hotel for over an hour.
She's trying to find her way, and no one trying to find her way.
The hotel for over an hour.
She's trying to find her way.
Video time codes appear to show Kenneka roaming the hotel for over an hour.
She's trying to find her way, and no one from Crowne Plaza Hotel responds to her.
Around 3:30 a.m., Kenneka enters a lower level kitchen in the hotel. She walks out of frame, but then she's...
I want one without talking. But that's definitely crazy. And then this is a guy. Let's we'll get him out the way.
Tay, don't even comment on this live.
Don't be the shroom.
Oh, man. No, this is my Honda on me. Okay. I'm just trying to get on which truck. If I shoot a double, you ain't hit the line. So don't even comment. That bitch do like what? 9? Ooh. It's going up. Stay in the loop, bitch. We pull up, bitch. Who is that slut? Yeah, we want her. On her face, yeah. Nah, we live to the soul, not your boy, get out. As for what us, bro. Yo, that's what up. Keep going, what up? Y'all on this bitch. Baby. Yeah, my boy. Devil Man. Devil Man stay. That nigga say, all I smoke is PG. Hit a nigga up. That's a Nene with his Nene. See a buster, don't believe. That man say, I was getting treat, getting top about a little Kiki. That Nene was so great it had me weak. Hey, y'all stop playing with Stay. Oh, hold up. That's my favorite rapper right here, man.
Okay, I thought this was the one where he had said he was he said something about girls should just let a man rape them and then call the police after and stuff like that. But that wasn't it. Let's see here. I wasn't looking for it, but just so y'all can see his face, it is recorded.
Elisa Lam. It's a name everyone knows well, or at least everyone who has followed the biggest headlines across all of the true crime corners of the internet. The final images of her waking life, captured on grainy, gritty CCTV cameras at a seedy hotel in downtown Los Angeles, sparked a wave of conspiratorial guesswork in 2013. Theories explaining her unsolved death ranged from serial killers and cold-blooded murder to demonic possession and the hotel's supernatural curse. From a certain perspective, the Elisa Lam case was the seminal true crime artifact of the 21st century's growing obsession with the genre. It gave viewers
I
and
remember
amateur
watching this
sleuths
one.
alike an open canvas to project, hypothesize, and discuss an array of possibilities. To this day, it remains unsolved, even though the truth of her unsettling death is actually quite easy to explain. Elisa Lam had a severe break in her mental health. Her autopsy revealed she was taking medication for bipolar disorder. Her social media history revealed she was a struggling soul, lost in the world. When combined and considered, the eerie, uncanny nature of her footage made sense. She was in the wrong place at the wrong time. 4 years later, an extremely similar case would pop up 2,000 miles away from Skid Row, yet receive hardly a sliver of the attention the Lam investigation received. Kenneka Jenkins, a 19-year-old Chicago resident, stumbled through a big city hotel in the middle of the night in a fractured frame of mind, only for her body to be found in an unorthodox part of the building. While her death was eventually ruled accidental, the manner in which police and the rest of the investigative world got there leaves so much to be desired. There are many questions left unanswered, with the trove of CCTV tapes either misplaced or destroyed entirely. All we can do is analyze the precious pieces of security video we do have and attempt to explain why Kenneka's descent into the backrooms of a Windy City hotel is just as perplexing as Elisa Lam's congruent fate. For The Evidence Room, This is a deeper dive into the curious case of Kenneka Jenkins and her haunting death in the liminal, left behind shadows of the Crowne Plaza.
I'm just being nosy now. I didn't even really get to my little tea. We're gonna have to have another one. So I
It
definitely,
started out
unless I can
like
find
any
it.
other Friday night. Kenneka Jenkins told her mom she was heading out to celebrate a new job, something about a nursing home gig. Nothing out of the ordinary. She borrowed her mom's car, said she'd be back later, pulled out of the family's West Side apartment around 11:30 p.m. But she never came home. By 1:13 a.m., she was stepping into the Crowne Plaza Chicago O'Hare Hotel in Rosemont, Illinois. Room 926. That's where the party was. The lights were dim, the music was loud, and half the room had their phones out. About 20 minutes later, around 1:30 a.m., she's still texting with her sister. Nothing sounds off, but according to others at the party, Kenneka was drinking hard. Cognac mostly. They said she was dancing a little, swaying a lot. Some thought she looked sad. One person said she wasn't acting like herself. A few hours later, that would feel like an understatement. At 3:20 a.m., hotel surveillance cameras caught her alone near the lobby, staggering, unsteady. You can see her almost lose her balance as she passes by the front desk. At that point, no one had raised a flag. Her friends hadn't called the cops. The hotel hadn't noticed anything. She was just another intoxicated girl in a hotel full of people. By 4:00 a.m., her friends finally called her mom. They were in Kenneka's car, outside the hotel, with her phone and keys in hand, but no sign of Kenneka. They said they couldn't find her and decided to leave. That's when Teresa Martin jumped into her car, drove to the hotel herself. But when she asked staff to see the security footage, they told her she'd need a missing person report first. Without it, they couldn't help. Martin called the police then at 7:14 a.m., but even they told her to wait. It wasn't until almost 1 p.m., nearly 12 hours after Kenneka was last seen on camera, that her sister filed the official report. The police opened a search shortly after, but the damage was already done. By the time they pulled the
Note that it says the sister made the report.
security footage, by the time they started knocking on doors, by the time anyone with authority started paying attention, Kenneka was already gone. And then, just after midnight on September 10th, more than 24 hours after she was last seen, hotel engineers made the discovery. Deep inside a closed-off kitchen area, behind a heavy metal door, in a part of the hotel undergoing renovations, they found Kenneka's body. She was laying face down in a walk-in freezer, one shoe missing. No
That's
signs
at
of obvious
6,
trauma,
8.
except a small cut on her foot.
Yeah, I remember.
The temperature inside the freezer, 34
I
degrees
just watched the
Fahrenheit.
replay.
And that was with the door open for 2 hours. Imagine what it had been like before. But the question no one could answer, not then, not now, was how she ended up there in the first place. By 5 a.m., Teresa was finally allowed to see her daughter, but she didn't like what she saw. She said the freezer looked like it had been cleaned, that her daughter's body had been moved, that something wasn't right. The next morning, the story started spreading. A few Facebook Live videos, shot by one of the partygoers, had started circulating. You could hear voices, see movement, maybe even spot Kenneka in the background. They went viral fast, and within hours, millions of people were watching and speculating, trying to zoom in on reflections, decode background conversations, freeze frame whatever might look like evidence. The internet did what the internet does. It lit the match, poured gasoline, and ran with it. As of today, 4 clips from these live streams are widely available. The first clip is nothing more than a casual car selfie video.
I touch your name on my head. Alright, we can let Kanika have it. Alright, let me get a little more. See what you have. Wait, after this.
The next
Now that's the part that kind of told me before I heard anything about one of the friends having a problem with her, when they was like, "Oh no, we're gonna let Kanika have this."
available. The first clip is nothing more than a casual car selfie video.
I touch your name on my head. Alright, we can let Kanika have it. Alright, let me get a little more. See what you have. Wait, after this.
The next 2 clips are just people vibing.
That gyro shit dead in here tonight. That gyro shit dead in here tonight.
I'm from the Renegade. We Renegade.
We crazy cool, baby.
But the fourth one in particular stands out. A woman in dark sunglasses staring into the front-facing camera for 6 full minutes while the party rages behind her.
Okay, I kind of remember this part though.
Pay close attention to the 450 mark. Something reflects in her glasses. Something being passed to another girl. Maybe pills, maybe a spiked drink, maybe nothing. Kanika didn't have any drugs in her system when they found her, but that doesn't mean the party wasn't shady. Meanwhile, the police were still catching up. As of that Sunday, they hadn't ruled out anything. Accident, homicide, foul play. According to their official statement, it was still a death investigation. Everything was on the table. But it didn't feel that way to the family. There were delays in getting the footage, delays in getting the search started, delays in even being taken seriously. And while detectives reviewed hallway tapes and elevator cameras, the public was already dissecting the freezer. The fact that it was in a part of the hotel under construction raised eyebrows. So did the hotel's insistence on waiting for a report before even reviewing the tapes. So did the absence of answers. A week later, the Rosemont Police Department stepped forward with an official update.
I'm trying to figure out where this is at. The door's right here. That's the light. When she goes in there, you see that light turn on for a quick second. So how is it that we can see right here now, but we can see because it's this if this is supposed to be the freezer, then that's the box I seen. Yeah. That's the box, and the lady said it was like a rectangle. Like they must not know who we is.
Under construction,
We
raised
need it
eyebrows.
clearer. This is not enough.
So did the hotel's insistence on waiting for a report before even reviewing the tapes. So did the absence of answers. A week later, the the Rosemont Police Department stepped forward with an official update. It was their attempt to quiet the noise and show that, despite appearances, the investigation hadn't gone cold. According to their statement, detectives had already interviewed 25 individuals, 16 of whom were confirmed to have been inside the hotel room during the party that night. 8 interviews had taken place that same day, but they estimated that 31 people were in that room in total. 31. That meant nearly half were still unaccounted for. 15 names missing, or simply not cooperating. They emphasized that they weren't working alone. The department said repeatedly it was coordinating with the Chicago police and other agencies to identify the rest of the guests. They'd received over 500 tips and leads and claimed they were following up on every single one of them. Back at the crime scene, police used 3D imaging equipment to digitally map the area and reconstruct Kenneka's last known movements. A walkthrough video was built using surveillance footage, showing the assumed route she took, from the party, through the hallways, past the kitchen, and finally into the freezer. That video was never released to the public. Meanwhile, detectives turned their attention to Facebook itself. They issued a preservation of evidence order and obtained 2 separate search warrants for specific accounts. Who those accounts belonged to wasn't disclosed. But the digital trail was being traced, slowly, methodically, in the background. The Rosemont police were also in direct contact with the Cook County Medical Examiner, passing along everything they had. The surveillance video, witness interviews, timelines, scene photos.
Now that's a box. Definitely a box shaped like a rectangle. I'm just saying we saw the other one. I mean, I don't know why he played that, but there was definitely a box look like a rectangle.
Background. The Rosemont police were also in direct contact with the Cook County Medical Examiner, passing along everything they had. The surveillance video, witness interviews, timelines, scene photos. But the autopsy results still weren't ready. The medical examiner even stated they would hold off on any public statements until their investigation was complete.
Look, I'm thinking it's a bank. I'm thinking it was a bank deposit. It's like a cabinet. He took all the evidence out.
The more curious revelations came buried in the release. The hotel room that hosted the party hadn't even been booked legally. Back on September 7th, 2 days before Kenneka was found, a black male and black female had checked into the Crown Plaza using a credit card obtained through identity theft. That was now a separate, open investigation, one that added another strange layer to a case already overflowing with unanswered questions.
He said separate investigation. Let me see how old when was this made? 4 months ago. So he said that's a separate thing about the other couple. So they'll be trying to find out who that is. So hopefully they'll give us. That's probably why they haven't given us those parts.
Despite the growing pressure, police argued they were keeping Kenneka's family informed every step of the way. According to them, they'd spoken daily with her mother or her mother's attorney since the start of the investigation. They invited Teresa Martin to view the footage for herself, speak with detectives directly, and ask anything she needed. But whether that access brought comfort or closure is another matter entirely. For every detail the police added, it felt like 5 more went unaddressed. The crowd inside room 926, the strange backroom path that led Kenneka to a freezer.
Got him. I knew I was going to find it. Oh, I'm so happy because I do have to end the live in just a second, or a few minutes. sure he'll be coming back in a minute. So if y'all can just watch her. When she
For every
comes
detail the
out,
police
she
added,
literally
it
starts
felt like 5
walking
more
to
were
the left
unaddressed.
where
The
she's
crowd
supposed to go.
inside room 926. The strange backroom path.
And she kind of turns back around like this. My phone is a better rewind for me.
And ask anything she needed. But whether that access brought comfort or closure is another matter entirely. For every detail the police added, it felt like 5 more went unaddressed. The crowd inside room 926. The strange backroom path that led Kanika to a freezer
See?
in a section of the hotel.
Shit, I can't. Back out there. Let me see. And even here you can see her feet. Nobody else's feet was doing that. So as you can see right here, she's going that way. She's going that way, clearly.
Strange backroom path.
Then
that
something
led Kanika
happens.
to a freezer
And it kind of wobbles to there.
in a section of the hotel
And
no
then
guest should have
again,
ever accessed. The unanswered
as you
knock.
can see, she keeps bumping into the wall. Those look like repeat edits or repeat, like the same bump into the wall, play over and over in a different, on a different floor and stuff like that. So that just give y'all something to think about and let y'all know what I got going on. But yeah, we definitely gonna figure it out. Like they said, they got some investigation going on. The mom is, I guess she kind of, well, she was talking shit in one live, and then the other live, they said she was naked walking. So I don't know exactly what's going on, but we will figure it out, and I will see you guys later.
RG 404 ADL. Yeah. Hey.
Artlist.io.
I ain't got no time to chill. I be smoking them trees. I ain't popping no pills. Stay lifting that still. I feel every perk. I'm putting that work with the bars. Yeah, still. No Olympics. Flip bars with the skills. You can feel it. Man, I'm hungry. I need me a meal. I'm different. Hate it or love it. I'm real. Pivot straight to the top. Fuck a deal.
Music
Niggas broke
licensing
shit lame. Y'all better
reimagined.
stop playing. I'm trying to run game till y'all stop paying. Cause I'm
Artlist.io.
Yeah. Yeah. Smoking on his eye, swear really got me fried. I've been through a lot, I swear it helps me clear my mind. We put some work on the streets, we in overdrive. Saving
Music
30%
licensing
just to pay the
reimagined.
fines. Only hit my phone if you need a 3-5. We making business moves, everyone is justified. My old lady dialed me up like when you coming home. I'm a man in these streets is my home. We doing 2-for-1s, work until we see the sun. They love the presence of my voice like I'm Big Pun. I switched the Prezi out for the day just. Sometimes I gotta ask God why they hate us. I see the fake smiles on these boys like veneers. I've been counting up, cause it's my golden year. I'm made to wash away the tears. I ain't seen an L in the last 5 years. Let's take a victory lap. Let's take a sip to relax. I fell in love with the streets is loving me back. I put my all in this game, and it's paying me back. I need a round of applause, I need a victory lap. Let's take a victory lap. Let's take a sip to relax. I fell in love with the streets
Music licensing,
back. I put my
reimagined.
all in this game, and it's paying me back. I need a round of applause, I need a victory lap. Just hit my phone when we talking about the facts. Check just cleared, that's another 50 racks. I may never get a Grammy, but I got them in the streets. Everyone around me know that's a fact. I told my talents all over, man, they play me everywhere on the map. I don't fall in love, fuck the total, don't get a text. Running out of space for clothes in my closet. My favorite notification is deposits.
Artlist.io.
Don't get a text.